Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Good God.
Sound, vocal warm-ups.
Was it from Anchorman 2? Get
yeah.
the children! Save the children!
There's a lot of good ones.
Welcome to Matinee Edition.
Yeah, this is Matinee Edition.
It's been a couple weeks where we've returned though in person.
I don't even, it's like, this might be the 80th episode.
From Jared's back spare bedroom.
Backwoods recording studio.
Isolated near Mount Rainier, Washington. Old Heart Radio.
It's Mount Rainier adjacent.
At the summit.
Great views, but it'll cost you.
Rent here is high. Oatly, please. Actually, Oatly's apparently terrible, but you know.
Yeah, I kind of stopped pursuing it. My older brother is starting an oat milk company.
Really?
In Colorado.
Dude, we should just like free plug it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think if I'm correct, he is. They've named the company, him and his business partner, With Oat. And
With
so
Oat?
yeah, so like
That's a great name.
I mean, like immediately, think about how easy that is to play off of in a cafe. Like you're taking an order. Yo, can I get that with oat?
That's
immediately. So, yeah, I want to get some more information on it. Then I think we're going to start plugging it just because. Like,
why not?
Why the fuck not? Keep it in the family.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be grateful for us plugging it.
Jared's Brothers Oat Milk.
But it's gonna fucking happen anyway. But yeah, there's a lot of we've been talking about it, a lot, me and Lucas here, like how to fucking keep growing Old Heart Radio.
Considering I'm a communications major with an emphasis on social media, it's like
you definitely have a better mind for it than I do. I'll say that.
I know I've said this before, but now I actually have this thing called time with my new work schedule.
Oh my.
So, dear listeners, expect in the future some fresh content on the Instagram. And on that note, come follow us on Instagram.
Oh, yes.
Go follow us on Twitter at Old Heart in Space.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. We won't stop you from following the Old Heart Radio page on Instagram.
All right, I'm gonna take Jared's Twitter and make sure that there's no threatening of violence against political assholes.
Political
anymore.
Descendants.
Descendants.
It's Old Heart Radio.
Old Heart. What do you expect?
But yeah, no, I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to try and tackle that. As always, there's
it's one of those things of this is not our full-time job.
No, it's
we're both pursuing other things.
Yeah.
Everyone who appears on this is doing it to have a good time.
Exactly.
And there's a beauty to it, but why not try and make it grow?
Yeah, well, and I mean, we can honestly, we can thank the hot dogs for fucking growing it this far.
Exactly.
We have a really good listener count for the fact that we don't put out any social media content.
It's it could be so much bigger.
And so it's I really appreciate people hanging in there and finding the podcasts on the streaming platforms, Spotify and iTunes in particular.
Yeah.
Or YouTube.
No,
technically, but
it's one of those things. Not to disparage the people that have been listening since early on, but
yeah, shout out to you.
We appreciate you more than anything.
Yeah.
But there's only so far word of mouth can get us, and we've sort of told everybody that is willing to listen. So it's time to start posting shit and getting more active.
There's only so many times you can tell.
Do you want to listen to the podcast?
Hey, yeah, I guess I technically do a podcast. After work. It's called Old Heart Radio. I'm so bad at plugging it. Somebody did ask me about the podcast at work the other day. They're we were just casually talking and they're like, okay, what else do you do? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess I record podcasts, but it's like when somebody like asks me about it like that, it's like, I don't know. It seems so out of. I don't want to like. It's hard to self promote in that way. You know, where
I think it can feel a bit like.
Yeah, I want to talk about my hobby, but I don't want to talk about. I'm not trying to sell you on it right
exactly,
here. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
That's kind of the 100% understand.
Yeah, that's kind of the strange
thing. It's
thing.
so difficult to self market, and it's why I think that all the fucking like Instagram influencers that are not trying to sell a brand but selling themselves are sociopaths.
Yeah.
Like sociopathic narcissists.
Yeah.
Narcissists.
It's true
it's
though,
so
dude.
Difficult.
Because it's like, I don't know. Like I don't. Yeah. I've never looked at. Sorry, I'm getting up away from the microphone, folks.
Turn off the fan too much.
Turning it on low.
We got a nice window right here. We're getting some fresh air.
I've never looked at Old Heart Radio as necessarily being something about me, and that's like, you know, that, and like now that we have, you know, like I was telling you earlier, you know, you're kind of like a mainstay of Old Heart Radio. So now that we have like, you know, like you're involved and we're getting more auxiliary people involved, it's nice to have that refocus, because I felt like for so long it was just me recording coffee and contemplation episodes, and I'm like, you know, I don't want this to be. I want people to like log on and check out Old Heart Radio and be like, okay, it's just Jared.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, I'm grateful for that. But
I 100% understand.
Either way, okay, you didn't come here to Matinee Edition to listen to us wax on. Well, maybe you did, but no, probably didn't.
We always, every once in a while, there's a little peek behind the curtain.
It's good. It's good to seem human.
Yeah. We're not rolling in the dough. We're in Jared's back bedroom.
Yeah, exactly, man. We're, you know.
I mean, we have a corner of audio padding here.
We don't even have AC. Okay. Not that it's that hot. We can't complain about that.
Yeah, it's like 65
Yeah,
degrees
and
right
this
now.
is all DIY audio padding. I'll have you know.
Nice and soft.
It's a bunch of fucking rugs and shit.
Nice. It'll do.
It'll do. It does. But man, between the last episode and this one, we've had quite a lot, particularly coming from like Disney and Marvel.
Yeah.
But we've had quite a lot of content coming out.
You know where I want to start though?
Yeah, but what you got? What you got?
We got the game in minute. There it is. We got it set up finally. Yes. I did genuinely fist bump when he did that.
It happened.
Yes.
It happened.
Yes.
If this was a YouTube video, you'd notice that.
Exactly.
Which it might be in the future.
Well, might be in the future. Don't know about that yet. But
wait, what do you got for your gaming minute?
Game that I've plugged on the show many times. Destiny 2.
Yes.
So it is essentially in the same vein of Star Wars.
Okay.
It's like that sci-fi fantasy epic type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
big
space wizards, that type of shit.
You showed me a still from something earlier, and
yes.
it was like a giant space dragon. I think you described it as. I was like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that
it's
idea
a shape-shifting
is
space
fucking
dragon
intense.
that can speak to you in the voices of people that you already know.
Oh, it's so creepy.
I know, very creepy. And there's like always been these elements of horror to Destiny.
Yeah.
But so just for some level of context, you download the game finally.
I did.
It's cross-play, so we might play together sometime.
That'd be cool. I gotta get good at it.
Got to lay the groundwork. You don't have to be super.
I know how to shoot.
It's a power fantasy game. Think of it that way.
Ooh.
Like you might miss all your shots, but you can throw a ball of thunder at someone. It's like, and that's gonna hit something.
Yeah.
Like, the gist of it is, it's like in relatively present day.
Okay.
There was something flew into the sources, a UFO, and it bestowed upon humanity like borderline magic technology.
Okay.
And there was like a period of time for like, let's say 1,000 years. It's meant to be relatively ambiguous.
Fair enough.
Where just humanity fucking thrived. All the exterior worlds of the solar system were populated. The Jovian moons, all that type of jazz.
Tech is booming.
Like, yeah.
Populations are doing all right.
Humans are living to like 300 years old. That type of stuff. Like somebody figured out how to make people immortal by putting their consciousness in robots. That type of shit.
God, yeah.
It's like humanity's thriving.
We're headed that way just in real life.
I know, it's crazy.
It's fucking nuts,
But then, like a long time into this prosperous period of time, something, it's not really known what, just descends upon the solar system and just decimates humanity.
Oh fuck.
And this UFO that flew in is called the Traveler.
Okay.
And it moved from planet to planet, like terraformed Mercury.
Gotcha.
Turned Mercury into a garden world.
Okay. Yeah.
And it like made Mars habitable, made it rain on Mars. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it manages to repel this other force we call the darkness.
Okay.
And
I believe in a thing called love.
I believe in a thing called love. But in that struggle, humanity is decimated, and it gets shit. There's like very few colonies left.
Okay.
And the ones that are, they're very scarce. But in sort of its dying breath, let's say, the Traveler emits these things called ghosts that were originally voiced by Peter Dinklage in the first game.
Oh, shit.
He got recast.
Dang.
Because he did a terrible job.
Aw, dink.
So now like a very notable other video game actor voices them. They essentially would go out and they'd find dead humans.
Okay.
And they'd revive them into guardians.
Oh, okay.
So there's...
Is that one of the classes that you can play on there?
They're all guardians. There's the Titan Hunter Warlock.
Okay, yeah.
And there's subclasses, whatever.
Fair enough.
Essentially, these are beings that can use the power of the Traveler or the light to fight the darkness. They're bestowed with power.
The Force.
Essentially. You see, it all goes back to Star Wars. And likewise,
Star Wars was...
Taoism.
Yeah, well, that's why it's like it's such a play on so many things. But yeah, so
it's this you were imbued with this power, and it is your duty to use it for good.
Okay.
And since the beginning of Destiny, like you've been repelling the forces of darkness as they further bared upon the solar system once again. Okay. The Traveler reawakened a few years ago, and when it reawakened, there was this pulse of light.
Oh shit!
And you saw it, and it illuminated this fleet of black ships at the edge of like the galaxy, which was the darkness.
Oh,
it's this whole like mythical type vernacular thrown on like sci-fi futurism.
I mean, that sounds fucking like just the story, the crafting of the story.
It's Bungie, the same guys that did Halo.
I mean,
dude,
I miss Halo.
I know. So the I actually think it would be funny. I could do like a 3-hour long podcast just on the lore of Destiny.
I mean, you should. You should take one of the mics home with you and just sit down and record one day and just try and.
But just to be put bluntly, there are some races like humanity that are fighting for the light, and there are other races like the subject of this game, the new expansion, the Witch Queen, the Hive, that are powered by the darkness.
Okay.
So, for the past few years, there's been sort of like a gray area between like what is good, what is wrong. Last year, the Guardians got their first set of darkness powers.
Oh.
And they used it for good. So it's like, are these sort of polarities, like, is it fair to say one is better than the other?
Oh, okay.
And it's like, in this case, the Witch Queen, who is a character named Savathun, has been hinted at for years and years, and finally made an appearance in-game recently, and is going to have her self-titled expansion coming up soon, where she will be the primary antagonist. Her whole thing is trying to break a bond with the darkness. And by extension, hopefully use the light to become a better being and become prevent a calamity that is to come.
Okay.
So it is continuing to remove itself from that gray area.
Yeah.
So let's watch the trailer here. I feel like I've set it up enough.
Destiny 2, the Witch Queen reveal cinematic trailer.
So let's just think. You're gonna see these little white robots flying around.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ghosts.
Okay.
The things that imbue the humans with the power.
Gotcha.
So here you go.
Okay.
I think we're going.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. And we're playing now.
Put that. Just put it right there. You know.
Oh yeah.
Is that the Witch Queen?
It is. Also, a lot of the voice cast is from Firefly.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a funny thing.
I'm into that.
Nathan Fillion was in this game until a couple years ago.
Oh shit.
Does it live in the world?
You gotta drop it for Suicide Squad.
Or in the mind? Is it constant?
So that was a ghost right there.
Or can it be bent? Who decides
cool design.
It's fucking sick.
Universe of light and dark. There is no greater power. Tell me, little lights. What is your truth now?
Oh my god, dude, she's fucking gnarly looking.
So the Hive, these beings of dark,
Yeah. Oh shit.
they figured out, they built their own ghosts, somehow figured out how to use the light.
Oh man.
They're literally using the powers of Guardians against them.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, just these character designs are really awesome. Okay. So it comes out 2/22/22.
Yep. Just was announced.
Destiny 2.
There you
That's
go.
cool. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely.
It's like, I know you don't get much from a trailer like that,
No,
but
you-
just environment design.
Exactly. That's really what you can take away is like that, and maybe like direction of the story a little
Here,
bit.
yeah.
You know?
Let me just-
and that's cool.
let me
Like,
just
that
give
looks
you-
really neat.
Here, we'll do the second one. This is the gameplay. That's already
Oh, yeah,
a short
yeah.
trailer, and that was the cinematic. So we're
Yeah.
gonna start the gameplay trailer right now.
It is kind of nice checking out both. I'm glad they started doing those things.
Yeah.
Savathun, the Witch Queen.
The
Hive
Witch
god
Queen.
of cunning and lies. After the death of her brother Oryx, Savathun went into hiding.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Not out of fear, of course.
like the
But
story
out of strategy.
for Destiny just keeps. It sounds so big.
It's deep too. as
Deep,
fuck.
yeah.
In her greatest trick yet, stealing our most sacred resource. The one thing we thought she could never touch. The light.
It's gonna have to explain.
It's going to have to. It's like, this is a fucking crazy thing for somebody that's played Destiny since the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, this is ridiculous.
Nice.
Fucking glaive.
Destroy the ghost.
I know, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
That's some Doom shit.
That straight up, like it has like this definitely it looks like it has some horror elements to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And mixed in with that sci-fi and the Destiny like lore. as
Exactly.
well.
And it's incredibly deep lore, so I don't expect anyone to like immediately get it, but it's
Yeah.
visually impactful.
No,
And
that's cool, man.
I can't really speak too much to it, you know?
Yeah, you haven't been able to play it yet, but
Yeah. But having played it in the past, I would recommend it to anyone.
yeah, fair. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to spend some time digging in a little bit more. I
that-
haven't really been playing much video game wise, but like that's like I said, I downloaded it and then kind of started digging into that, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that's sort of the one I kind of keep going to for
I think it's
when
it's
I
worth
do.
I think it's worth your time. I mean, with crossplay being a thing now.
Oh,
It's
for
like,
sure.
which is always, it's such a cool thing that like PlayStation and fucking Microsoft and Nintendo in some cases
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like gone off their high horse and just been like, let everyone play together.
Dude.
And it's cool. Like they just reset it inside
I just need
game.
them. I just need them to do it for Halo.
I know, man. That's not gonna happen.
No, Halo's the sacred Microsoft
I know.
like problem.
Like they're not making Pokemon for fucking PlayStation.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, this is cool that they've done like a game like
Is
that.
I'll have to
Cross-platform because it kind of fills that gap.
exactly,
You know what I mean?
and it's very Halo-like, you know.
yeah, I mean it's like a kind of alien shooter gameplay.
Yeah, and I mean, what I think is so fun about it is just it's so deep, and for somebody that enjoys good storytelling,
Yeah.
whoever the fuck has been writing this shit, it started off a bit dicey, where you had to read through a bunch of shit to really get the cool elements.
Okay, yeah,
They've made this awesome narrative transition that's been phenomenal over the past year or so.
nice.
But
Well, that's. I mean,
from
you
one
know.
space fantasy to another,
yeah.
we need to watch the trailer for Star Wars Visions.
Yeah. Okay. So
You haven't seen this yet.
I haven't, man. I've heard about Star Wars Visions, but I haven't watched anything about from it trailer wise.
7 anime studios. We need to fucking pump the music on this one, man.
Oh, I think it's
Is it max?
7.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's going as high as it's going. But
So,
7 anime studios.
7 anime studios, 9 episodes.
Oh,
Each
okay.
stylistically different, an anthology series.
Yeah. Okay.
So, this is, to my knowledge, I want to make sure of something here. Let's see here. Is it the dub? Because I want to see if it's like the there's one that's English and there's one that's the there's the English dub. That'll do. It's like not shitty dubbing either.
Oh, okay.
But just seeing it'll flow a bit better for us rather than while we talk about it.
Fair enough.
But it appears to be an anthology series centered around just the different stylistic identities of these anime studios. Like there's one that looks like Rocket Boy.
Oh.
Like there's one that's very Miyazaki.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Nice.
it's well, shall we, sir?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's dive in. Star Wars Visions, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool when they do shit like that, so you can showcase a variety of different.
Let's watch
Techniques.
it because I want to see your legit reaction to this.
My hot take.
A great warrior came to this village and entrusted our ancestors with this. Its power and responsibility now lie with you.
I'm sold already, man. This looks fucking big.
You've been guided by the Force since you were born.
Yeah, did Studio Ghibli do one of
I don't know.
Oh my god, dude.
It's the first time I've confronted such darkness.
That's a Slave One.
Yeah.
Something ancient and sinister.
What the fuck?
We are going to be a proper family.
This is gonna be so much fun.
It's right.
Let's make this our best show ever!
コースと共にあらんこと。
Fucking Boba.
I accept this responsibility.
Fucking sick.
Oh, that's wild.
It's great.
Start streaming September 22nd. Okay.
That's one of the coolest trailers I've seen in a long time.
That is easily gonna be probably the best Star Wars thing they've come out with this year.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And it's definitely gonna be so. I mean, see, like stuff like that is a great way of expanding the universe and the lore of the universe.
Yeah.
And it's all it's going to be done in a really fun way
Yeah.
because the animation style will vary, and it's just it's a
Doesn't-
break from what you've been getting from Star Wars.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think, and what's also great about it is that this is not anything anybody's expecting to cross over in live action.
No.
There's no,
Yeah.
there's a beauty to completely detaching it
yeah,
and just saying these are things that akin to What If, which we're going to talk about later.
fair.
There's a charm to just being like, these are things that happen in Star Wars, and
Yeah.
it's an isolated story. Enjoy it. It's made by some amazingly talented and artistic people.
Yeah,
So just enjoy.
exactly. And yeah, you don't need to worry about how it affects, where is Rey during all these stories?
Exactly.
Like stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
they happen. There's stories out there that,
Exactly.
it's,
Why did no one else use the lightsaber umbrella?
What the fuck was that, man?
It's
Like,
crazy. Or
that-
the lightsaber whips.
dude, like that. Yeah, exactly. Like it looks like it's just pushing some like wild boundaries of like,
Which is
you know,
what
established
I think it's
things.
what we all wanted.
Oh, for sure. Like it's what Star Wars needs. It's, you know, you take. It's so hard, and I can admit that, but you take the elements that people fucking love, and you have to find a way to like bring them into like, you know, into the fucking light, into the new generation.
Yeah.
And you know, that doesn't mean redoing like the same storyline that you think you fucking like know is successful. It doesn't mean like continuing to do, you know, really basic tropes. It's sort of just like shake it up, man.
Yeah.
Like I think doing things like that where it's like 7 different studios have the opportunity to take their crack at like a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Gives you an option as a viewer and as a consumer and as somebody who like wants to see Star Wars stories. It gives you the option of like getting different, you know, like just like in real life, different vibes and different energies about different things that you fucking hear, and like different, like it's like listening to somebody tell you a story that happened in their life.
Yeah.
But like you know, you like, do you want to hear that same tone, that same cadence from everybody who talks about a fucking story?
No.
Like
You know what?
you know,
It's like
you're telling
putting
me a
it,
story, you know.
showing it through different lens, right?
Exactly.
And about a month ago, there was a Star Wars Visions sort of like behind the scenes production video
Oh, cool.
where it wasn't like it wasn't a formal trailer. It was just like interviews with some of the people producing the content.
Yeah.
And like the Lucasfilm guys was like, yeah, we went to these studios. All of them immediately accepted our offers
Oh god.
to animate a Star Wars like episode.
Turn that down.
And-
You're
Yeah, fucking crazy.
gotta be crazy.
But then he said that they went and met them, and they were just like full of Star Wars fans. Like
Oh, yeah,
obviously,
I bet.
And I think it plays into like the future of Star Wars is no longer like George Lucas was a fucking like.
Oh no.
George Lucas was revolutionary. No,
Yeah.
he stole a bunch of ideas from like Taoism and from like Japanese
What-
film.
Yeah.
Like-
What the
Like
brilliance
old samurai
brilliance wasn't that George Lucas pulled things out of his ass. The brilliance was that he took all these influences
Yeah.
and he mashed them together into something.
And it worked.
And it worked.
You
and,
can mash
and-
stuff
and-
together and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
But in
and-
this case, it created it was like a
Exactly.
perfect cocktail.
It wasn't these weren't just like wholly original thoughts, like
No.
philosophy wise, and like
It's
things
like
that he was
it's
pulling
like
together.
the
You know?
hero's journey.
Yeah,
Like
it's just you know, yeah,
it's
exactly.
like it's like the modern Odyssey.
Yeah, and that basically, you know, what you know he referenced when he was making that is like what he's become and what
Exactly.
Star Wars has become. It's become the reference point for so
Exactly.
many people
Fuck,
and so
when
many.
we
creative
watched the
things.
Destiny trailer. I
Yeah.
was like, it's like Star Wars.
Exactly.
It's very it's very interesting though to see that, like, especially after the sequel trilogy where it leans so heavily on what came before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something fresh.
Oh, for sure.
And like seeing what perhaps like a Star Wars fan, like somebody who's a Star Wars fanboy but is not constrained by what the status quo is, can create.
Oh yeah.
Like one of these episodes is going to be a rock opera set in
Yeah.
the Star Wars universe.
Exactly.
That's fucking awesome. Like,
Exactly.
who would have thought of that?
Just fucking go for it, man.
Like, even just based on the different aesthetics we saw. We saw a super cartoony, sort of
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Boy-esque one. We saw a very, like,
Yeah, definitely very like Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, there's one that's
I wouldn't
Studio
I
Ghibli.
wouldn't be surprised if Studio Ghibli was involved. I mean, like, why not reach out to that studio?
There's one that's...
They probably wouldn't do it,
There's
though.
one that's super... It's, like, black and white with,
Yeah.
like, the lightsabers
It
and
was
the
like
lasers
really kind of
producing color.
grainy
Exactly.
animation. Yeah, there's a variety of different animation styles, which is cool. And you know what's nice about that is that probably plays really well. That's one of the things I love about animation is
Yep.
that the animation that you choose and the style you choose to tell your story in, it reflects so much on the story too.
Exactly.
So I'm interested to see how, like, from some of the visuals we saw, like what kind of storylines are fully involved in those, like particularly like that grainy kind of black and white one.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
it looks like old school, like, samurai film.
Exactly.
Yeah,
would
which
be-
is sick.
Which would be fucking awesome. This reminds me a lot of, in a very small scale, when The Dark Knight came out with Heath Ledger. It blew up the Batman, you know, filmography basically,
Yeah.
and like everybody wanted more Batman shit. And so shortly afterwards, they produced this like 3 or 4 story like animation series where it was basically that's like a similar thing. It was like a Batman story done by an individual studio.
Yeah.
And just different animation, whatever they wanted, but it was really cool just seeing how they like plucked Batman and some of the characters you might be familiar with, like Killer Croc or whatever, and put them in that different light. But yeah, this will be really fucking awesome to see.
Yeah.
God, dude, yeah, I didn't even realize that. Like, how to let that pass by me? Because I heard about it, like I said, and I was like, cool, another Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
I'll just have to like check it out. But that's actually going to be worth pursuing.
I know.
I haven't thought about Star Wars since Mandalorian ended, pretty much.
Exactly. So it's like it's one of those things that it's totally fresh. We haven't thought about Star Wars or talked about it in any like real consequential way.
Yeah. I think the Bad Batch has been like the most recent,
which I haven't been keeping
Star
up
Wars
with.
Things. I haven't either. I mean, like I've off and on dipped into the animated the Clone Wars because it's it actually just provides so much canon.
Yeah.
But the Bad Batch was like, I feel like if you watched the Clone Wars,
I
you'd want to watch the Bad Batch.
I watched the Clone Wars a long time ago, so like I want to rewatch it, but I feel like to start the Bad Batch, I need to be fresh on the on just like Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah,
because it's a direct sequel.
Yeah,
the Bad Batch played like a big role in the last season of the Clone Wars.
Okay. Yeah, that's where it's like
that was sort of the soft pilot for the Bad Batch was that they had like a 3-episode arc in the final season.
It's like The Office season 9.
Exactly.
Tried to like launch a bunch of like soft pilots through it and see what happened.
Which The Office season 9 fucked that up.
They did.
It's the reason that's the weakest season of The Office.
Yeah, well, there's like that whole storyline. Not to get too far off, but there's like the whole like Dwight Schrute like episode where he's on the farm and like they try to build like like some lore about the Schrute family more, and you're just like, this doesn't play like.
So that episode where in Stranger Things where 11 goes off with like the punk rock kids.
Exactly. It's
forced.
Yeah, it just disrupts things and it feels forced, and then you're like, I don't want to see more of that.
No, you're killing any momentum.
But you know what? Do you want to see some fucking more of?
Spoderman.
All right, dude. Okay, holy shit! Like,
let's just play the trailer.
Like I'm holding my mic next to something that isn't playing because I'm so excited. But this came out a handful of days ago. It was possibly one of the most hyped trailers.
It broke the record. It beat Endgame for most views in 24 hours.
And
it leaked though.
Oh my god, dude!
It leaked. Somebody put it on like Snapchat.
I've watched it like 10 times at least already. Just
crazy.
like I just like if I'm feeling like a a little pick me up, just throw the fucking Spider-Man No Way Home
shall we?
on. Let's just throw it on because we got plenty to talk about off of it.
Oh, it's the pre-trailer trailer. I fucking hate that, man.
Dude, the pre-trailer, official teaser
look at
trailer.
this is a good
Sony.
one. Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Oh.
Stop, come on.
Yes, my spider lord.
Can we just stay
So
up
she
here all day?
hypnotized
It is
now?
so crazy down there.
Yeah, cigar.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio.
Yeah,
The
okay, so
drones-
supposedly
the
Matt
drones
Murdock,
are
you
yours.
see these Matt Murdock, supposedly that's Matt Murdock right there slamming papers down or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean?
No. All sorts of random stuff.
Now that everybody knows, you don't really have to hide or lie to people.
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you. But how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man?
Fair point.
Now everybody knows. But this isn't about me. This is hurting a lot of people. I've just been
it's
thinking
like-
about how to fix all of this.
Yeah, Wizard.
I like that was the inspiration.
So, Peter, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
Please, we saved
fuck
half the
is going
universe
on?
together. I think we're beyond
I
your
love that
knowledge,
he's
sir.
still wearing the
Okay.
cape.
Yeah.
That feels
Is
weird,
that an
but I'll
old
allow it.
college sweatshirt?
Maybe.
When Mysterio revealed my identity, my entire life got screwed up.
Interesting suit.
I
was
love that
wondering
it's-
if maybe you
it's-
could make it
it's
so
one
that
more
he
day.
Never did.
Crazy.
Strange. Don't cast that spell.
I need to be
It's
in
too dangerous.
Shang-Chi.
Fine. I won't.
So that's where he's going.
Yeah.
The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my god, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should be talking.
What
Just happened?
It's destroying reality.
Yeah, you know.
Tampered with the stability of space-time. multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Electro!
The problem is you trying to live two different lives. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes.
Man, I audibly gasped.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter.
So cool. So cool.
Dude. Straight the fuck up. That's gonna be
Buy PS5. This is a Sony movie.
what a jam to add at the end. Yeah, this like straight the fuck up is
I want
gonna
to
be
quickly say, that's the bullshit that is why I own an Xbox.
fair enough. I mean,
Continue, please.
It is kind of annoying, but yeah. So as soon as this dropped, I immediately was like, "Holy shit! This is not a teaser trailer. There's so much that that they cover
what
in
the fuck
this.
is in the normal trailer?
That's what I mean. Like, no need to release any other like random fucking.
I'm going to
like,
watch the movie.
Yeah, because like you just told me like the plot line, like the basic plot line of the movie, and everybody's fucking sold. So it's exactly like not exactly, but it's really similar to what everybody's been suspecting. It seems like Doctor Strange and Peter Parker fucking traveling the multiverse.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that element of. God, you said it earlier.
No Way, not No Way Home. That's the name of the movie. One More Day.
Yeah, I didn't expect that heavy of an element.
Makes sense though.
It really does, because what a fucking crazy note it was to leave a Spider-Man movie off on Peter Parker's identity being revealed in the last
It's such
one, you know what I mean?
But like when you think of it, it's like I didn't expect No Way Home because fuck, I keep saying that.
One More
I
Day.
didn't expect One More Day because no one likes One More Day. It is a widely hated Spider-Man run.
Yeah, but it's also like a really interesting plot, if you ask me. It's an idea that's really fucking interesting.
It's a very interesting thing.
Because Peter Parker's always like he's always trying to sacrifice, like he always tries. I don't know how to explain this. Like it's his secret identity is like one of the most sacred things to him.
Well,
it
in
feels
One
like,
More
you
Day,
know?
it's about
Aunt May, but
yeah, she's dying.
But that's why this makes sense. Though.
Exactly. It's like the fundamental shift is that in this case it's his secret identity, which we sort of saw with like a Civil War.
Yeah.
In 2008. But it's like that shift makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it is equally compelling, and I like the shift of not Mephisto. It would make sense if it was Mephisto, but Doctor Strange works.
I love Mephisto.
We're not going to see Mephisto in this.
But yeah.
Because we're already getting
Too
like...
big.
So...
We got too much going on.
It's fucking sweet. So let's just run through characters that have been seen or supposedly seen in this trailer.
Yeah.
Matt Murdock's forearms, apparently.
Yeah, supposedly Matt Murdock.
We got obviously Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Alfred
Molina is Doc Ock.
Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, which has a line of dialogue.
That's what I was going to say. That line of dialogue definitely to me sounds like Willem Dafoe.
Oh, it's been confirmed to be Willem Dafoe.
So I am 100% fucking done. He, like, honestly, like, he is a great Green Goblin. Character.
Incredible.
Like, because he just has that, like, he has that look, but he also has this crazy vibe to him.
Yeah.
He can just, like, pull off this, like, dangerous edge, you know?
Yeah.
There's supposedly Sandman,
the lizard
maybe. Although people, I don't buy that this is Venom, but people are saying that whatever cell shot or whatever could be lizard or Venom.
Venom wouldn't make any sense.
Venom wouldn't make any sense. That's why I kept thinking too, dude. I was like, why would they just immediately do exactly what they fucking did with Spider-Man 3, where it's like, we're gonna jam Venom in this movie.
And then Electro
for sure.
So
a yellow lightning Electro,
which has already
God.
been confirmed because Jamie Foxx posted it on Instagram.
Dumbass.
And then he immediately took it down.
Feige probably had some words with him.
Oh man, absolutely.
Don't ruin this.
So, so that's 5.
That's 5.
It has to be 6th.
Yeah.
Who do you think is 6? Be Sinister 6, man.
Well, exactly. So
we know it's not Rhino.
No,
Paul
Rhino was a
Giamatti
throwaway fucking
Paul
character.
Giamatti said he wasn't
Yeah.
He's pretty aggressively was like, I'm not in this movie.
Well, and that's where I'm like, I'm struggling to figure that out. It's like, what other character?
There's two that I believe. I do think Mysterio is dead.
I think Mysterio's dead too, although he would make a great addition to the crew.
Yes. But I don't think it's going to be Vulture.
No, Michael Keaton. I don't think Michael Keaton hasn't. There's been no rumors about Michael Keaton reprising that role,
and he's going to be Mobius, which I think is the connective tissue.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Or Morbius.
That's what I mean. I feel like if there was any rumor, like involvement of his on this movie on No Way Home, it would have been like maybe speculated or maybe like even confirmed by now.
Yeah. So you know who I think it is? Who? I think it's Scorpion. From Homecoming.
I mean, that would be hella interesting, but both Scorpion and Shocker, who they kind of introduced also, were super throwaway characters. And so it'd be really strange for them to involve them in like a bigger team, if you ask me.
Well, but here's the thing, is that at the end, or if Scorpion isn't in it isn't like in the Sinister Six proper, I expect to see him. Because this whole thing at the end of Homecoming was that the Vulture had gained respect for Spider-Man, and despite knowing who he was, didn't tell Scorpion at the end of the movie.
Well, I know.
So you get now, I think with this sort of reminds me of the of after Civil War. Mm-hmm. After his identity came out, people started going for his family.
Yeah.
And he mentions that this is having impacts on other people. What if Scorpion goes after Ned and Aunt May?
Well, and that would be good. Like, make him, use that character as like something like that, rather than like being like.
Because he seemed more like a street level criminal rather than a Scorpion man.
The big fucking final battle to be like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and the Scorpion dude. But I will say though, like particularly from the '90s animated series, that kind of Planet Scorpion is a really fun like Spider-Man villain in my head.
Yeah,
I would love to see like a little more like action in that department.
Yeah. You know, Spider-Verse Scorpion was pretty sweet too.
Oh, for sure.
Very small role, but I like what they did with him. It was different.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting, man. I would wonder if that's how they spelled out. But there's already so much like power.
Yeah.
And like there's already so many actors, like big actors on that team now that they're building up. You know what I mean? That's it's like, would they try and add another big voice to that whole like crew? I don't know.
Speaking of big voices, do you think we're going to see the other Spider-Man in this?
Oh, I want to say yes, but I really don't know. It's like, I think it's a big enough stretch for Marvel to have included the past Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
To like, they aren't going to go the full length.
Yeah.
There has been really like both Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire have been asked numerous times about their involvement in this project. And there's like, I don't know, dude. They've been like, either they've been really fucking like good about keeping it a secret, or
here's my thing. I don't think if we see anything to do with the Amazing Spider-Man, I don't think Andrew Garfield will be there. It would just be the fucking suit.
Which would be awesome.
Apparently, Andrew Garfield left Sony on terrible terms.
I remembered hearing like a little bit of like a rockiness from that department. You know,
they fired him.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's like it just didn't end well.
Yeah.
And so like that's the unfortunate thing, because I will say this: Amazing Spider-Man, although story-wise, maybe not the greatest execution. Definitely not the greatest, yeah. But things they can take away from that: the suit looked fucking dope. Sick. The web swinging was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like I would say, aside from perhaps like the like emo skater parts about Peter Parker, like, you know,
the Gwen Stacy stuff was good.
The Gwen Stacy stuff was really good. They did a lot of really good things, actually, shockingly, with the first movie, I'll say.
Yeah. The second movie was what we were talking about earlier with like forced sequel baiting.
Yeah, exactly. It was just they just tried really hard to get another one going and to create like a really big thing out of it. And
shout out, they don't need a shout out on Tiny Ass Podcast, but the Weekly Planet, a huge fucking podcast.
We need them to listen to our podcast.
I know. They have an annual award called the Let the Games Begin award. Okay. And it's so that's from Dracula Untold. Mm-hmm. At the end of that film, terrible movie. At the end of that movie, it flashes the modern day, and Dracula walks away, and a dude gets up from a table behind him and goes, "Let the games begin." And that's like the stinger for like the original Dark Universe.
Yeah.
And so at the end of every year, they do like what was the most forced sequel bait
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end of a movie this year. I think they gave it to the Amazing Spider-Man too.
It definitely would have won if they were
That
doing
whole
it then.
movie was that.
Exactly. It was just, and,
And
honestly,
that,
like
and
I
that
felt
and
bad that
Dubstep
they,
Electro.
I felt bad that they involved Jamie Foxx in that, like to be Electro in that way,
Such a
because I
waste.
was like, dude, like that fucking character, the way they built him up and the way they executed the Electro character was such garbage.
Yeah.
And I was
And
like,
the
all
way
you
they
have to do,
executed Green Goblin.
all you have to do, yeah, Green Goblin.
Dane
oh my
DeHaan
God.
is a good actor,
Yeah,
and
but
was
the-
fucking wasted.
God, it was great. It was bad, but like, yeah, I'm glad that they're trying to give like some of those like a little more breath, some of those characters a little more breath, but it's also really smart because at the same time, I think it's a little too soon still for people who cherish like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, to bring like a fresh Doc Ock. You know what I mean? Like a fresh Green Goblin.
So here's my theory about it. I don't think we're gonna see the original actors. I think that if we do,
are you talking about Spider-Man actors?
yes.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think we're gonna see Garfield. I don't think we're gonna see.
I wish we'd see Tobey Maguire.
I don't think we're gonna see Tobey Maguire because in the trailer, Doc Ock immediately recognizes Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And what I think is that they're not going to be doing. They're going to be doing. Oh yeah, that the events of Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man universe has happened, but it is insert Tom Holland in appearance Spider-Man.
Fair, yeah.
You know,
it's like he's Peter Parker in the other universe.
It's like they recognized him because they came from a universe where that is the Spider-Man.
That would be the most plausible thing to do, honestly.
Exactly. It's like these similar events happened. It's like it leaves the door open, and gives them a validation to use those characters.
Yeah.
Without having to do something as direct as bringing Tobey Maguire back.
Yeah. Which again, I would
be
fucking lose my shit.
Yeah.
If two or three, all three of them were on screen together.
Yeah.
But I just really don't see it happening at this point. Like I don't see it like being.
That said, if it does happen, cool with me.
Fucking hell yeah.
Before we talk about What If, shall we watch the Eternals trailer? It just came up.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like that was so when you were talking about Destiny earlier, the Eternals popped into my mind super.
Let's just watch
fast.
this and we can talk. We can briefly talk about this and we'll wrap up with What If.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Marvel owes us some money today.
Yeah. Wonder Woman?
It's
like the Wonder Woman.
Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger.
Well, he took it away with
Sudden return of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
The fuck? Is this a comic thing?
That's fucking mutants, I guarantee you.
Oh, really?
So
What is that?
How long do we have?
that's the Celestials, man.
7 days.
Are they doing like, what was it? Unicron? There's a Celestial in the middle of Earth?
Well, so
We're Eternals.
yeah, I mean, you can tell like the Celestials are coming back. They're gonna judge
Came here
everybody.
7,000 years ago.
Oh, gotta go clean up the
Protect
deviants
humans from
quick.
deviants.
Yeah, so there's
Superman?
You guys help fight Thanos, or any war, all the other terrible things throughout history.
the hard-hitting questions.
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless deviants are involved.
By who?
The fuck did Celestials?
Looks great,
It
actually.
really does.
We need to find the others.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's
that's
never
supposed to
saved the
laugh.
planet? Your sarcasm.
Right there.
We've loved these people since the day we arrived.
Beautifully shot.
It is.
When you
It
love
looks really,
something,
really grand.
Yeah, I know.
you protect it.
Jon Snow.
Yeah.
You can't protect.
More Celestials. See, all of that deviant stuff.
Any of them.
Who's that? It's like Crew or something like that.
Yeah, so that's got to be like the antagonist.
Yeah, I looked it up.
But I can almost guarantee most of the.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. And what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Vibranium. No, it's called wood, you idiot.
Fall collection. IKEA.
Why would that guy buy IKEA?
You're an Eternal. I feel like they should have hit it big by now, you know?
A lot of the, a lot of that deviant action, I guarantee you, is probably like from like the beginning of the movie or whatever, when they're like on Earth saving everybody.
Yeah.
Because like I just started actually finally reading the Eternals run that Neil Gaiman did, and that seems like, you know, story elements from that, where it's like you know, they're going around collecting everybody again because everybody's kind of like either, you know, they don't remember being a fucking Eternal, or they just haven't been active in a long time.
Yeah, wasn't it that some of them are aware of it, some of them aren't?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like Salma, I love Salma Hayek as like a
Ajax.
yeah, she's like she seems like a fun actress for like the roles that work for her.
Yeah.
I don't think this role's gonna work for her.
Really?
Because like, I mean, reading interviews and stuff with her, you know, you like you see that she didn't really do much to like put in like prep for the role, do anything like that, and so you're just sort of like, and like seeing her performance there, it's kind of like pretty flat. And so like I was like that's pretty on the point for what I'd expect from Hayek in a MCU movie.
Yeah,
I imagine Angelina Jolie's probably similar, because she doesn't strike me as the type of actress who would really want to be an MCU actress.
You never know.
What I mean? So it's like you hear things about her like talking about like you know, having to like awkwardness of having to use her weapon, or like to film her fight scenes where she doesn't have like an actual weapon in her hand. She just like mimics these movements, and they CGI put something in her hand, you know. And you know, so it's like some of that might not come off as well.
Totally.
And I think that like this movie is going to be less big in scope than I originally thought.
Yeah.
But it still looks like a fun movie.
I know, I agree. It's one of those things where
like Spider-Man immediately
it looks
that
bigger.
That looks huge.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
this is one of those necessary. It's one of those things with Marvel that there will have to be some level of experimentation eventually, and they will have to try completely new takes on classic characters, or just like something out of left field like Guardians of the Galaxy was.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a further and further need for the broadening of this universe.
Yeah.
Let's be real. If you looked into contract stuff, Tom Holland has No Way Home and one more team movie.
Well, and to be honest, like Holland, for instance, has expressed
that
he doesn't want to keep doing this.
Exactly.
Well, he would, I think, but he as an actor and as a person seems to want to fucking break out and do other things.
Yeah, I can't blame him.
Which makes sense.
I feel like it'd be limiting, you know?
Yeah.
And I also think that they're like, while I'm not like, and the MCU with specific characters, like it was the beauty of finality with Captain America. Like it was perfectly fine to me that he went off and just lived a life.
Totally.
And that's it. I don't need.
It's like something you'd hope for that character.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that was why it was such a great ending, because you don't need more context. You can just let it go at that.
Exactly.
You know?
Or like Tony Stark dying, you know?
Yeah.
Like it works with the character arc.
Absolutely.
And it's not immediately invalidated by them bringing them back.
Yeah.
Like I won't complain if in like 4 years we see Tony Stark as an AI, you know? Like, a Jarvis-esque AI
I would
with
venture
Ironheart.
that when they introduce Ironheart in Black Panther 2, which has been confirmed.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit. That's fucking awesome.
That like we will shortly after that see a Tony Stark AI.
Well, that's the Ironheart comics right there.
Well, exactly. So I imagine, I don't know if they'd go right away with it,
No.
but I imagine shortly afterwards, by the time they get to her series or something.
Yeah.
But the Eternals, like it looks like it's going to be an interesting movie. But I don't think it's going to, I mean, like you don't want an Eternals 2. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I'm not looking for like a sequel to this movie. I'm looking for this to provide enough setup for what they're trying to accomplish in the next phases of some of the MCU stuff. Like the energy thing. They mentioned like, after bringing everybody back, there was this huge amount of lingering energy everywhere.
Yeah.
That's exactly what like the whole plot of, or the whole ending of House of M was when, Scarlet Witch erases mutant powers, and then all that mutant power just goes into this big giant fucking cloud that hangs around the Earth, basically.
Yeah. And then at some point, what was it? Cyclops has the Phoenix Force, and somebody kills him, and like shoots out of him, goes to a bunch of new people, and create a bunch of new mutants.
Well, exactly. And so it's like that, I think, is maybe what they're building up for.
Yeah.
Is like, they talk about that, and then they talk about, this emergence. Maybe the emergence isn't necessarily the Celestials coming back or the Deviants re-emerging. Maybe it's people with powers emerging, which is one of the compelling things, one of the reasons why they have to go around and corral folks.
Yeah. Interesting.
Maybe.
And who knows? What if?
Throwing it out there. Yeah. Well, that's a big what if. But what if?
That's where it's going.
For real, though, man. What if has been fun so far.
So, I want to...
I've seen episodes 1 and 2.
We won't need to spend too much time on this, because I think it would be good to do like a series wrap-up once it ends.
That'd be great, actually.
But initial thoughts. You've seen episodes 1, 2. I've seen 1, 2, and 3.
So,
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter was really fun.
Good starting place.
It was a great starting place. I don't think that they're, for myself, not as much hype as like everybody else. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of being like, okay, now we need a Captain Carter movie. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like,
it was,
I don't know. It's like the Star Wars Vision thing, dude. It's like, why not just let these stories be told and just and like, why does it have to be? Why does everybody have to be looking for expansion?
What I find so crazy is that like the online consensus was very quickly, as soon as the T'Challa as Star-Lord one came out, was like, oh man, like Captain Carter doesn't have shit on this. Like what I think is so interesting about the Captain Carter one, is that it's so similar. I didn't dislike it, but I was like, they could have gone a bit crazier with this.
They could have shook up the story a little bit more. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Because when you boil it down, it was like, it's the first Avenger.
Yeah,
Bucky doesn't die.
Yeah, it's like, it's interesting because it's like, you get Steve Rogers as Iron Man, for the first Iron Man.
That's fun.
Peggy Carter obviously in her role as Captain Carter, but it was really like similar in that way where it's like, nobody wants Captain Carter to do anything, and then Captain Carter like, proves herself or whatever.
Yeah.
But all the same, like it was really fun. And that was like the same vibe I got from the second episode. Like it was, to me, like it was cool that there's some like fresh voice acting from Chadwick Boseman, who passed away.
Yeah, it's his last credit.
But it didn't like...
I really enjoyed the T'Challa Star-Lord.
It was cool. It was pretty much like what I expected. It was just like a...
Minus good Thanos.
Yeah, the good.
No one expected that.
The good Thanos thing was sort of funny. Like it was just kind of.
It was funny and it worked.
It worked. Yeah, it was just like this fun, weird story, and like I think. I don't know. It was between the two. I don't know. I don't know if I picked a favorite between those two. Yet.
I think of those two, I enjoyed the T'Challa Star-Lord.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really fun like Yondu moments in that one.
Yeah. I think that one succeeded in sort of an expectation space for me because of the structure of the Captain Carter episode.
Yeah.
It felt like a super condensed version of the first Avenger,
yeah.
which worked to its detriment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like based on the structure of this episode, it seemed like they wanted to make like an hour-long animation,
and it got jammed into
35 minutes.
Cut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The T'Challa Star-Lord one, for being so original, it got away with the shorter time scope as well.
Yeah. Well, and that was what was interesting, was like they, there's definitely some like, noticeable plays on the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Yeah. But like, there wasn't really like, it was kind of, branches off of that, like that plot pretty quick and pretty easily.
While being referential to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's crazy about that one is that like that universe is fucked. Like at the end.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's actually one of the interesting things about the series in general, right? Is that like it's been established that this is canon in the MCU.
Yep.
And so it's just multiversal canon.
Yep.
Which is fucking interesting. And I would love
There's a universe out there where Ego probably won.
Yeah. And I would love to see eventually
Also
perhaps like a live action Jeffrey oh my god, why am I blanking on Jeffrey Wright?
Yeah.
I would love to see maybe him as the Watcher.
Yeah.
Like in like an actual MCU
Fuck yeah, man.
role, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, I thought it was fucking I thought it was fucking hilarious that I always call him Chris Pratt. That Star-Lord
yeah.
was just a fucking loser.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
he's a janitor at a Dairy Queen.
The Dairy Queen. I love that.
Oh yeah.
I love that was like part of Guardians of the Galaxy too, right?
Yeah.
It was like that was a really funny callback. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to more from this series. You said you've watched episode 3.
I've seen episode 3.
How is it?
Episode 3 is great. I think it's the best one so far.
Okay.
It is a murder mystery.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Does it like establish any new presences in the MCU multiverse or
not
anything?
really any new presences. It works completely with existing characters.
Cool. Okay.
And it's so it's a murder mystery during Fury's big week.
Oh, interesting. Fury's big week.
And that's a fun one.
Which I don't know if I hope people are familiar with it, but Fury's big week is like, if I'm correct, it's literally the time period where
Iron Man 2.
Yeah. Iron Man 2.
Thor, The Incredible Hulk, and then which those two movies happen simultaneously.
Yeah.
And then Captain America gets discovered at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Gnarly week, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm looking forward to seeing more from What If. It's just kind of fun. Like, and you know, sort of what we were talking about. It's like a theme for this episode. It seems like what we were talking about with Star Wars. It's just really, I'm glad that they're starting to experiment with different types of storytelling.
Yeah.
In these universes that have established, because it'll make it easier to introduce new characters and to exchange, characters as they go, rather than just like being like, okay, well, we have these main 5 things that we can do. Let's just keep beating people over the head with those.
Yeah. Hey, and I want to quickly mention before we end, Shang-Chi comes out next week.
Hell
it is getting rave reviews.
Dude, it's gonna be good. You know it, man. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
I don't think I haven't seen a critical consensus like this one around an MCU film since Endgame.
Fair enough.
And like Far From Home.
Yeah.
Where those were movies that sort of almost everyone agreed were like pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
So
dang, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see that one. It's gonna be it's just gonna be fun. I know it.
I will recommend another recommendation to listeners. Check out Chris Stuckman on YouTube.
Okay.
He used to be a movie reviewer, but he's shifted his channel in recent months to focusing less on movie reviews and more just talking about stuff he likes and the craft of filmmaking.
Okay.
He's actually going on to direct a horror movie.
Nice.
He got a directing gig off of his YouTube channel.
That's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, he's talked about how it's been his dream. He's directed a few short films.
Okay.
But he's making a movie. It's actually a true story, based on a true story. It was sort of about a bunch of a paranormal group that actually disappeared.
Oh shit!
And I'll explain to you off air in more detail. But he did an episode recently of his show where he was like, I don't want to talk about blockbusters and mainstream stuff, but Shang-Chi's kick ass. And he's like, I really I didn't enjoy talking about Black Widow. This is quoting him. I didn't enjoy talking about Black Widow. I thought it was meaningless fluff when in terms of the MCU. He's like, I enjoyed those movies for the most part, but they were Black Widow was pretty stale. He's like, Shang-Chi kicked ass, and I think it's a great movie that's worth seeing if you enjoy those movies.
Nice.
I was like, that's a testimonial. And that dude's been fucking right for a while. Definitely worth checking out.
Okay. Hell yeah, man. Did you say you got tickets already, huh?
I got tickets. Go to watch Shang-Chi.
There you go. Yeah, it's gotta happen. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try and hit the theater for that one.
Dude.
That's for fucking sure.
You gotta.
Yeah. All right. Well, hot
Cheerio,
dogs.
hot dogs.
We're gonna leave you off here. I think this. I'm not gonna quote it. I think it's episode 80, but we'll
something like
it's in
that.
the headline. We'll be back for another one. Just make sure your ears are ready
In the
for
near
the sounds
future.
of our lovely voices.
Yeah.
Dear hot dogs.
Dear hot dogs.
Hot dog. No, we're gonna.
Bye.
Good day.
See y'all.